Hi, friends. We're so glad you've come back to join us on our journey towards retirement. We look forward to sharing these steps with you and hearing your feedback. Today, we're going to talk about what to build on our property. We had visited quite a few properties on this particular trip. Each lake had a different real estate agent. We were now on Logan Martin Lake, where we were staying, and the agent stated she had one more property to show us. We approached in the early evening and witnessed a sunset similar to the one pictured here. I'm not sure I fell in love with the sunset or the property's aspects of being level and close proximity to the water, but I knew with sunsets like these, we were going to make an offer on this property before we even got out of the car. As we walked the property, we saw a flat surface where we could build our retirement home that overlooked the lake with a small decline to the lake and some non-buildable property around it that was nice to look at. In the listing for this property, there was a survey. This is a snip from that survey. It shows the property proximity to the lake, which is at the bottom of the screen, as well as the flat area we see to build our house on. It also shows an area of the property which is in a flood zone where we cannot build anything except maybe a gazebo or a swing, but nothing that we'd be worried about getting flooded. She did mention to us that getting a perc test should be done after making the offer. And we attempted to do this, but we were unable to get people to the property to perform the task in the short amount of time we had to do our due diligence. As of the date we're making this video, we finally have our perc test done, and we'll talk more about that later. We are now looking at the back of a house, searching on the internet after having made an offer on the property and thinking about what we would like our lake home to look like. As we perused different house concepts on the web, I came across this one that made me happy. I liked how many windows there were in the back, and both the enclosed and exposed outdoor living spaces. Having a lakefront property means you have to have two front yards, street side front yard and lakeside front yard. Both need to be appealing. What I liked about this floor plan is most of my living was on the first floor, including my master suite, living room, kitchen, dining room, garage, a guest room, laundry facilities. Another thing I liked was the pop-out for the bathtub, so you could lay in the tub and look at the lake and enjoy those sunsets. Yet another appealing thing was the two-sided fireplace based both in the living room and the dining room. There's also a netted area where you could enjoy outdoor living behind screens, so the bugs wouldn't be much of a nuisance. These areas existed both off the living room and the master suite. The second floor of this concept had two additional bedrooms and another bathroom for the main house, as well as a game room. But the thing that appealed to us most about this was a separate living facility, which could be used for visiting family members or a short-term rental. One of the things we experienced when visiting this lake was staying with some people who became our friends, and they ran an Airbnb or short-term rental business out of their home. We thought at first that this would be a great idea to earn some extra income in our retirement years. So we started to play with this floor plan a little to make it more ours. One of the first things we did was to change the configuration of the kitchen to facilitate better views of the lake while prepping food or doing dishes, as well as a walk-in pantry, which could also serve as a safe room in the event of a tornado. We also inverted the floor plan for better views of the lake. We removed the shower from that third bathroom downstairs, as we just needed a wash closet for people right before dinner, and added additional storage here. A dumb waiter was also envisioned here to help carry things up and down from the first and second floor. As we got older, I didn't want to carry trays of dishes down the stairs, or laundry, or cases of drink for the game room. We also removed the closet from one of the bedrooms, on the first floor to make that our office with 2 desks. By removing that closet, we were able to conceptualize expanding the master bathroom to include a walk-in closet. We envisioned a hot tub on the patio outside the master suite where we could watch the sunsets or take an ice treatment at the end of the day. On the second floor, our concept included a craft room, as Tracy loves to express her creativity in constantly changing ways, and she needs a dedicated space for these projects. We also envisioned additional storage in the hallway to help support the short-term rental facility. As part of our due diligence, we joined some Facebook groups with people who own short-term rentals, and as we read some of the stories, we decided that this might be more of a headache than we were interested in our retirement years. While it would be nice to meet some fun people, there would be people with energies that were not similar to ours, and we decided that this was no longer part of our plan. We also looked at the cost to build this home with these additions and might have moved a little bit out of our budget. While searching the web, we found a builder that gave a fixed price for building their designs on your property, and we found a floor plan that we liked. That floor plan pictured here was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a large dining room, kitchen, walk-in pantry, utility room for laundry, 2 concepts for the master bedroom, outdoor kitchen area. It seemed perfect for us. So now with concepts in hand of what to build, we planned a trip and we scheduled meetings with several builders on our property to get their input on what we would need to do to prepare the site. We also found a very similar floor plan to the Bergland from America's Home Place on another website so we could meet with other builders about building that home. We knew when we visited the America's Home Place site near where we would be building, they didn't have the exact house we wanted to build, but they did have things very similar, and we could see the quality of their builds and finishes on this trip. We could also see several options for exteriors and get a feel for flooring and quality of work from this builder. We had scheduled an on-site with this company on our lot so we could better understand site work which would be needed on our lot in an effort to understand the complete cost of the project, but they canceled at the last minute.
Hey, it's Tracy popping in, and we're going to take you through a super quick tour of this model that they had available at America's Home Place. It was fun to go through the model, but I did notice some things that I didn't really care for. The finishings that they use appear to be on the cheaper side, as you can see in these closets, how they use the wire racks, and the carpeting throughout the main floors, linoleum in the bathrooms. And I'm sure that we could use features that we liked, but I'm sure it would beef up the price quite a bit. So I don't know if we're going to go with this builder or not, but it was still fun to look at the models. I really do like how they have it decorated, the colors and so forth. The style is really appealing to me, kind of modern, a little contemporary, a little bit rustic. I don't know if Joe agrees with me, but we'll have that argument at a later date. Maybe we'll get you involved in that argument. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this quick little tour of this model. And now I'm going to hand you back to Joe.
There was a nice graphic in their office that we saw in the video that basically walks you through step by step of building their home. Step 1 complete. We bought a lot. Step 2 is grading. We're probably going to need a little of this to make it level and remove a couple more trees. Then the other steps listed here are all additional points where you can spend additional money to further customize and enhance your project. But all in all, this visit was beneficial, and we enjoyed our time with America's Home Place. As we've mentioned earlier, we did find a very similar home plan to the Bergland from America's Home Place on houseplans.com, We're showing this floor plan now. Slight differences between the two homes include this one being 2 inches bigger in both directions. And from the design, the finishes are much more elevated, and we'll show you some pictures of that in a few minutes. Additionally, this floor plan gave us something we really wanted that was lacking in the other. This floor plan offered what is now known to me as a frog, finished room over garage. By giving up just a little bit of space in the utility room, we gain a staircase that leads to a bonus room upstairs above the garage. And this floor plan is depicted with an additional bathroom, but we would use this as a billiards room and replace that bathroom with a bar. Looking at the pictures from the other floor plans at the other site, we see some elevated details such as the crown molding and the built-in cabinets in the mudroom as well as in the main living room. We did ask America's Home Place if they could do the frog, and they said yes, and the cost wasn't exorbitant. Other things we noticed from the houseplans.com site were the varying heights of the ceiling in the dining room or in the master bedroom, which gave it an elegant feel, as well as the closets had real wooden shelves as opposed to those metal shelving units that America's Home Place had. America's Home Place only does what's on the foundation for their fixed price. So to manage other projects such as putting in your driveway or the septic system or building the boathouse, and we've got some grand plans for the boathouse, they'll do these, but they charge 18% above the cost to manage the project. So we'll be putting together some bid sheets and handing that out to multiple builders to see where we come together on price, and we have a lot of decisions to make before then. So we're back home now, and we got some results from our perc test and our engineered septic system. This slide shows the positioning of our house on our lot. It's nicely angled with a western exposure, which gives us the best views of the sunset. The driveway's a little bit awkward as it's now facing the side of the house. On the south side of the house, we can see where the B12 is. That's where our septic system is going to be, and we're using about every square inch of this area. We have the RDF, which is basically a reserve field in case something happens and we can't use the original septic soil. So we have to have an alternate place for that where we can move those drainage lines. We also found that the drainage was poor here, so the septic system will only support a 2-bedroom house, so we had to make some modifications to our floor plan. The modifications were simple. The first was to remove the closets from bedroom 1 and make that Tracy's craft room, which was always part of the plan. And the next was to put in a jetted bathtub in the master suite because the septic system won't support a spa. And the third was to replace the bathroom in the billiards room area with a wet bar, which was kind of always our plan anyway. I hope we haven't bored you too much as we rambled on a little bit about our floor plans and what to build in retirement. We hope that you'll join us again next time. I thought we'd end with another beautiful sunset. This was shared to me by my friend Charlie, who lives in the same slough we'll be retiring to. I hope God blesses you and you're working towards your dreams. Have a good day. Bye.